Hey everyone! Today we are throwing it all the way back to 1996 to revisit a show that was absolutely dripping with Southern charm, shocking secrets, and all the high-stakes drama you could possibly handle. We are taking a deep dive into the world of Savannah. Okay, just listen to that quote for a second. When the legendary producer Aaron Spelling himself describes his own show like that, you just know you're in for a treat. It perfectly captures what Savannah was going for. All the glamour of those big 80s soaps, a little bit of that classic Southern Gothic romance, but all updated for a 90s audience. So what was this show all about? Well, it all starts in the lavish, Spanish moss-draped world of high society Georgia, with a setup that was designed to get you hooked right from the very first scene. At its absolute heart, the series is all about the lifelong friendship of three very, very different women. They're all trying to navigate life and love in this picturesque, super wealthy world of Savannah. And the whole story really ignites around a single event, a wedding. Lane McKenzie, who's a successful journalist, comes home to Savannah from New York City to celebrate what's supposed to be the happiest day of her best friend Reese Burton's life. But come on. This is a soap opera, right? So of course that perfect wedding day becomes the backdrop for a betrayal so huge it shatters everything. We're talking an affair, stolen money, a shocking secret. It all just comes to a head and kicks off the series with a massive explosion of drama. Now, any great soap needs unforgettable characters, and trust me, Savannah delivered with a classic trio of archetypes. So let's meet the women at the center of all this chaos. First up, we have Reese Burton. She's kind of the story's initial hero, you know? This sweet, trusting Southern belle who seems to have this absolutely perfect life. She is the saint of the group, but her world is about to get turned completely upside down. Then there's Lane McKenzie. She's the sensible one, the loyal friend. Really, she's our anchor in this world of total chaos. But her coming home doesn't just make her a witness to the drama, oh no. It throws her right into the middle of it. And of course, you knew this was coming. Every great soap needs a great villain. Meet Peyton Richards, the sinner of the trio. As the maid's daughter, she grew up surrounded by all this wealth she could never have, and that envy, combined with her ambition, makes her an absolutely dangerous force of nature. And believe me, the drama did not stop with our main three. The show wove this incredible web of supporting characters, from Reese's fiancé Travis, who is literally described as the nastiest guy this side of J.R. Ewing, to fathers with devastating secrets. And, in true glorious soap opera fashion, there was even a surprise identical twin who shows up in season 2 just to cause maximum chaos. All right, so you've got the setting, you've got the characters. Now let's see how the writers wove them all into the show's biggest storylines, using all those classic soap tropes that make the genre so irresistible. I mean, the first episode alone is just a masterclass in how to start a soap opera. Travis doesn't just cheat on Reese with Peyton, he also steals Lane's entire inheritance. Then he turns up dead, which launches this huge season-long murder mystery. And the ultimate twist? Peyton is secretly Reese's half-sister. It's just relentless. And this right here was the primetime soap formula, just perfected for a 90s audience. Savannah leaned into all the classics. Secrets coming back to haunt people, betrayals between best friends, fierce family rivalries, and of course those weekly cliffhangers that made you tune in next time. It's literally everything that makes the genre so addictive. But you know, the story of Savannah wasn't just about the on-screen drama. To really understand its impact, you've got to look at where it fit into the TV landscape of the mid-90s. So let's explore the production and its kind of surprising legacy. This show was created by Constance M. Burge, but let's be real, the name that made everyone sit up and take notice was Aaron Spelling. I mean, he was the producer behind huge hits like Dynasty and Melrose Place. His name on this basically signaled that Savannah was going to be a major, glossy production. But here's the wild part. Despite that explosive start and all that pedigree, the show itself was kind of a flash in the pan. It had a surprisingly short run, lasting for just 2 seasons before it was gone. Yeah, across those 2 seasons, they made a total of 34 episodes. It was this short but incredibly dense and memorable burst of classic 90s soap opera drama. And this is a really big but. Here's why it's so important historically. Savannah was the very first 1-hour drama to ever air on the brand new W network. At a time when the WB was mostly known for sitcoms, this show was this huge, risky gamble that really helped define the network's early identity. And this timeline tells such a fascinating story about how fast 90s television was changing. Savannah premieres, and it carves out a spot for primetime drama on this new network. But just over a year later, poof, it's gone. And its replacement? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This wasn't just a programming swap. It was a huge pivot that signaled the entire future of the WB, a move away from traditional soaps and toward the teen-focused supernatural dramas that would soon define it. So why was it canceled? Well, the network president at the time gave a very straightforward, business-minded reason. Heavily serialized shows like Savannah, the kind you have to watch every single week to keep up, are really difficult to sell into reruns. For a young network, the investment just wasn't worth it in the long run. So in the end, Savannah's legacy is that of a perfect time capsule. It really represents this specific moment in time when the classic, glamorous primetime soap was having one last glorious gasp before TV started shifting towards a whole new kind of teen drama. For fans of the genre, it's just this beloved, super stylish memory. Which kind of leaves us with this final thought. Savannah only lasted for 34 episodes, yet here we are talking about it all these decades later. What is it about certain shows that, even with a short run, allows them to burn so brightly on our memory?